Flash Mini has just released one of the most successful updates to date, introducing new things such as gizmos, a brand new UI, and a brand new progression system that was supposed to be great for free-to-play players, but there's one flaw. One of the biggest ideas with the introduction of the new progression system was that you kind of had the freedom to progress and choose which path you're taking, and you didn't need specific shards or hero fragments to upgrade a certain hero. You can just universally upgrade them as you collect them. But there is one flaw that seems to have been kind of overlooked, and it might hinder how people progress towards the late game in Clash Mini. With the way the current progression system works, there are 5 different ways to upgrade units within the game. There's 3 types of crown shards. Common will help you upgrade your heroes between level 1 and level 5. Rare shards will be able to let you upgrade your heroes from level 6 to level 10, and epic crown shards will be able to let you level up your heroes from level 11 to level 15. Skill shards are going to be used to level up your heroes' abilities. These also are the same amount per level, but you need to have your hero at a certain level to unlock the skill level up feature. So for example, on a 3rd level ability, on the 3rd ability, you need to have a hero level of 13 to be able to do that. And to upgrade those skills to every level, you need to have 10 skill shards to upgrade it to level 1, 15 to upgrade it to level 2, and 20 to upgrade it to level 3, which totals for 45 skill shards, which means across all the heroes, it will take over 400 skill shards to max out all of your heroes' level abilities, but they also need to be level 13 to be able to max out on all of those skill levels. Now, there is currently in my opinion, a surplus amount of common shards and rare shards, but there is a scarce amount of epic shards. Currently, the only way you can get epic shards is through raids, through the purchasable side of the pass, except on some tiers. The exchange in the daily shop, which actually the one that you're seeing on screen, is probably the best that I've seen in the daily shop in quite some time. And then, of course, just straight up buying them in the shop under the resources tab in game. But I think one of the biggest flaws when it comes to this is the progression system was meant to be introduced in a way that a person could kind of choose the path that they wanted to take. There was no longer specific hero shards that you needed to get. You can just get a generalized shard and be able to put it on any hero that you want and upgrade that hero. The problem is the scarce amount of resources that there is to really try your hand at different heroes. There have been situations where I was like, oh, this hero is going to be OP. I'm going to dump everything into them as soon as the update comes out, which I did. And I'm now realizing that maybe I want to try Skeleton King, but I have a very scarce amount of epic shards to be able to fully try that, and a scarce amount of skill shards. And you have to play like 4 to 5 hours a day, which is fine. It's a grind game. But I do think with the insane amount of rare and common shards that you get, that you should be able to kind of convert those into the epic shards so that you can, even though you're passively gaining other shards, you're still spending that time to try to upgrade the heroes at a higher level. So if you look at the hero count that we have right now, like this is just our specific hero count. We have 3 level 14s and 2 level 13s. That means we need another 200 epic crown shards to be able to completely max out our account, and that's not including the skill shards that we need to get to level up some of the skills that we have for these heroes too. So when it comes down to it, I think you should be able to convert your common shards into rare shards and then your rare shards into epic shards. What that ratio looks like, I don't know, but currently in the in-game shop under the resources, the conversion rate kind of goes something like this. You can see the gem amounts that you spend to get the crown shards on screen: 100 for 10 common, 100 for 5 rare, and then 200 for 5 epic. That breaks down to 2 common shards equals 1 rare shard, 2 rare shards equals 1 epic shard, and then 4 common shards equals 1 epic shard. Now, that ratio is a little bit too generous in my opinion, in terms of the exact ratio. But I think if you're going to be converting the actual token, not spending money on it, that it should be a little bit higher. I think a fair amount would be 100 common shards equals 10 rare shards. 10 rare shards equals 1 epic shard. This way, common shards are meant to be common. You can choose to spend a certain surplus that you might have for common shards, with the risk of knowing that a new hero might come out and you need those common crown shards to level that new hero up between level 1 and level 5. We know that this is the case, but I do think for a late game situation and kind of end of season, no new heroes are coming out. The next season is going to be starting in 84 days at the time this video is being posted and recorded. So to me, it seems like you should have that freedom. That's the idea of the progression system, is give a player the freedom to kind of try different things and try new things, that you should have that freedom as well to be able to spend your resources that you've earned and convert them into resources that you can use. Otherwise, they're just sitting there really doing nothing for you. You're just building them up for no reason whatsoever, because the late game is when things get interesting. That's when you're able to unlock all the abilities and put all the hard work that you've put into the game to earn those resources, to spend them so that you can capitalize and utilize your heroes to the best of their abilities. So I think the best thing to do is to introduce some sort of exchange system, and that would be really beneficial for players to be able to utilize the new progression system in the way that gives them that freedom to play. So 100 common shards to 10 rare shards, and then 10 rare shards to 1 epic shard. Let's just take a look at my resources that I have right now. I have 400 common shards. If I was able to do 3 per day, I would be able to get rid of 300 of my common shards and put them into my rare shards. And then I'd be able to take my rare shards and then put them into my epic shards. But with honestly, how many rare shards I have 70 less rare shards than common shards. So I don't even think I would start by exchanging my common shards for rare shards. I would just start going rare to epic right away, just to start getting the progression on the epic shards, because I have so many rare shards too. And it's just weird, the drop rates of common and rare, because as you can see, it's pretty close. Like, I can't spend my rare shards on anything outside of in the daily deals being able to exchange rare shards to epic shards, and I still have just as much rare shards as common shards. So I think the drop rates are just like heavily skewed towards the early game, where I think they should be a little bit more spread out. And maybe this comes with increasing the level up for heroes at some point in the future to create a more balanced system, which is fine. But as long as you're able to utilize existing resources to gain a new resource, when in theory they do the same thing in terms of they're made to upgrade your hero, then I think that's a worthwhile case to fight for. And then same thing with gold to skill shards, right? You can do gold to buy star shards, but you can't do gold to buy skill shards to upgrade your heroes. I would really like to see 1,000 gold equals 1 skill shard, because gold, once you max out your minis, becomes absolutely useless. Gold does literally nothing for you after you upgrade your minis. That's it. I think you should be able to also spend gold on skill shards to be able to upgrade your heroes. Now, I don't think you should be able to do gold on crown shards, but I think gold on skill shards, whether 1,000 to 1 is the right ratio or not, that's up to the game design team. But that's just an example that we have, because then I'd be able to get 21 skill shards at my current state, and I've been playing the game a lot. We have 21,000 gold. I'd be able to get 21 skill shards at my current state, which is enough to upgrade 1 skill. That's it. 20,000 gold to upgrade 1 skill. I think that's pretty fair. Maybe it's a little harsh, but in the current state that we kind of just get, like, gold is only used to upgrade minis, I think it would be cool to have another use for gold, and get players excited when they get gold. Because once your minis are maxed out, once you get gold, it's just kind of like, ugh, whatever. Like, I was sitting on almost 3,000 crystal coins before the update, and I was like, I have to wait for a crystal skin to come out before I can do anything. But then you could spend crystal coins on fun boxes and get skins and emotes, and I was like, now I have something to spend my crystal coins on. So when I get more crystal coins, I'm excited, because I'm approaching that 300 mark to try to get more skins that I don't have, or more emotes that I don't have. So I think the way the current progression system works is, once you hit a certain point, you're no longer excited to get a certain resource, which is what the game, it shouldn't be like that. You should be excited to get every single resource in the game. As soon as you unlock it, you're like, yes, I'm working towards my next milestone. Of course, when you're maxed out, that's a different story, there's nothing else to work towards, you're maxed out. But once you get, instead of passing, once all your heroes are above level 5, you're no longer excited to get common shards because they mean nothing to you at that point. You're more excited to get the rare shards. When you get your rare shards, you're like, yes. Then once you hit level 10, all of a sudden your rare shards don't matter anymore, and that's a second resource in the game that you're not looking forward to getting. When you max out your minis, you're no longer excited to get star shards. You're no longer excited to get gold because you can't spend star shards and gold on anything else. Star shards on minis alone makes sense. Star shards can stay on minis, but I think the gold that you spend to get star shards, you should be also be able to spend towards your heroes as well, because your heroes do take a little bit of longer time to max out. And again, maybe with the introduction of an exchange for gold to skill shards, maybe it introduces a higher amount of skill shards required to upgrade a hero skill. Maybe it scales up on the level per skill. Instead of just having every level be 20, maybe it goes 20, 30, 40 for future updates. But so that's going to do it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. And just a reminder, this was feedback more on the late game progression than the early game progression. I'm still working on progressing on my free-to-play account, and then I'll be giving feedback onto the system as well. I love the idea of the new progression system. It works really well. I think it's a fantastic idea to kind of let the players have their freedom in what they want to upgrade and what they kind of choose to upgrade, but I do think it lacks a little bit of variety. And there's definitely room for improvement, but honestly, this is a fantastic start. I really like how the progression system feels. There are just some improvements here and there that could make it slightly better, but once that video is out, it'll be over here. But in the meantime, check out those epic videos. And that's going to do it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe for more content, and don't forget to turn that notification bell so you don't miss any more videos. And I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you later. Peace out.